Hello YouTube, here's my review of Mistresses. I'm going to go through each character like I always do. We left off with Savannah finding out she was pregnant, and she goes crazy. She starts telling April and I forgot the Asian girl's name, but she tells them she's pregnant, and they go, oh my god, you don't know who the father is. To find out who the father is, she goes to the guy and goes to the doctor to get a paternity test, and the guy tells her you could do it, but it's better if you're 16 weeks and we need some hair, a toothbrush, anything to do the paternity. She gets her a husband's shaver for the hair so that she can get a paternity test. And while she's there at the doctor, she isn't able to go to court. Her boss gets on her and she's like, I'm sorry, this never happened again. And then Dominic I guess ends up taking over the case. I think that's all that happened with Savannah. She also helps April with this lawsuit she has. She tells April that she doesn't have to pay the woman anything because her husband's mistress is suing her for child support, and she goes to her for legal advice, and she says you don't have to give her anything. Me and my grandmother were talking, and there's a law that actually says that she could sue the mistress for fooling around with her husband and for having a baby for him. They meet up. Well, actually, the guy serves her the papers, and then she calls her and goes, I take it you got my paper. She goes, I was going to call you. She said, I called you 6 times. You didn't return my call. I just decided that I need to sue you. She goes, let's meet up. She goes, not today. I'm out of town. I'll meet up with you another day. She comes up to meet up with her, and she goes, well, did you know my husband was married? She goes, when I first met him, I worked at the hotel. Yes, I noticed he had on a wedding ring, but I noticed he had it off when he asked me out to dinner. And I'm thinking, just because he had it off doesn't mean he got a divorce or whatever. And she claims it just happened. You know, he told me he was going to leave you. And she goes, he told you that. And I'm thinking, well, if he told her that, why didn't he leave her? She goes, one night we were supposed to have dinner. He didn't show up. I heard on the news that he had gone missing, and come to find out that he was dead. And she goes, you knew before me. She goes, I got a call early in the morning. She said, you knew before me. She goes, look, I'm sorry. She goes, but I've been trying to find work. I lost my job. I've been trying to go to my family for help. They run out of money. So I don't want to come here and sue you, but I need money. Meanwhile, her son is standing up on his chair. I'm thinking, he is going to fall. He's going to fall, and she's going to try to sue her. Her son falling. Her son falls, and come to find out his arm is broken. So they go run him to the hospital, and she doesn't have insurance. And the girl, April, ends up paying for her son to be seen by the doctor. And at the end, she just goes, thank you, you didn't have to do that. It would be a lot easier if you weren't so nice to me. She just goes, you know, it's the least I could do. She walks away, and at the end we find out, which I guess she's not going to sue her after all. She was so nice to her. Then at the end we find out the guy who she had sent her the papers was not even a lawyer, but just some paid actor that she paid, and then she set it all up. We go to Jocelyn, who is still being friends with this lesbian, and that they go to this party or whatever, or they go running, and her girlfriend shows up, and you could tell that her girlfriend doesn't like Jocelyn because she notices something is going on between them. And they go to this party where she ends up kissing her. She just goes, don't do that, don't do that. And then her and her girlfriend end up breaking up, and she comes to Jocelyn, is crying, goes, I didn't know where else to go. We broke up. And at first when I saw her face, I'm like, did she hit her? She looked really abused or whatever. Maybe she was just crying or whatever. And she's now staying with Jocelyn, and she goes, I hope you don't mind if I stay here because I looked and I can't find a place. She goes, I'm a realtor. If you want a house, I'll find you one. I can't think of anything else that happened. Oh, the Asian girl ends up going to the guy's house, the son's house, to return his wallet. I'm doing a video. Yeah. And going to his house to return his wallet because he left it in a car. And he is there with some groceries, and he lets her in. They end up having this talk, and he starts cooking and everything, and she has a flashback of his father cooking. I'm thinking, they're about to kiss or something. He tells her to go and get some wine glasses, and she can't reach it, so he reaches up, and I guess their hands touch, and they almost kiss. And then she goes, oh, I gotta leave. Something came up for work. He helps her put on her coat, and they kiss, and she just hurries up and leaves. And he's angry and hurt, so he just tosses everything that was on the table on the floor. He gets angry, and I think that's everything that happened. I always knew that they would hook up. I can't think of anything else that happened. I'm drawing a blank. I mentioned every character. April, Jocelyn. If this video turns off, rate, comment, and subscribe. And follow me on Twitter. Thanks.